knows nothing, can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast, the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast on the internet.
The entire
world,
internet.
In your world line, in your universe of all time. I'm Mike.
And no one can say anything.
Nah, don't say anything about it because you're wrong. With me, as always, is my brother, who's looking extra svelte today. Extra.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. I don't know what that means.
It means you're looking extra thin, my friend. Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hi.
How you feeling? You doing all right?
Dude, we just recorded something?
We just recorded.
And I give it my absolute seal of approval.
Holy shit, dude. I've never heard him give that seal.
Absolute baller status.
I can't even.
Certified baller.
He's never given out the certified baller seal before. We just recorded something that you will hear in a little bit. We did a interview with our good friend of the podcast, and great YouTube creator in her own right.
Who the fuck is it?
Mel from The Secret Reports.
Oh my god!
I know. Insane. We kind of just broke lore because you say at the beginning of that part that you didn't know who the guest was. And I just told you.
We just said that it's a time jump.
Oh, yeah, we did a time jump.
Yeah.
We're back now. We went and collected Mel's heart.
Warning. This podcast was recorded on Tuesday before the Melody of Memory demo drops. The SpikeGhetti Bros will share their thoughts on the Melody of Memory demo next week on the podcast. This has been an emergency announcement of
We saved it.
We're back. But before we get to that,
You're welcome.
we have some other bullshit to do. No, I'm just kidding. Before we get to that, we have a review on iTunes and an email to read. Double dose.
That is, in fact,
Pog, baby. This first thing is an iTunes review. Remember, you can review us on iTunes at any point. Give us a 5-star review. If you leave a written review, we will read it.
we will read it.
This one is from Tara Lynn 15. Not Tara as in my Tara, because she's Tara Jean, not Tara Lynn. Just some good lore for you guys.
Yeah.
And they say, hilarious and nerdy in a good way.
10
10 out of 10 content. I have a similar experience to most other reviewers in the sense that I wish I could have come across this earlier, but I'm having a blast catching up. Literally stifling laughter at work sometimes. These guys are awesome. Thank you, Tara Lynn. Wow. Tara Lynn 15, shout outs, thank you. I don't know if you're on the Discord or not under a different name, but if you are, let us know. Give us a shout.
Say hi.
Say hi. And if you're not a member of the Discord, feel free to go down and click that link and join and hang out with us.
We'd love to
talk to you more.
Spout nonsense.
Or just talk to you. It doesn't have to be nonsense. I don't know why I decided to check my emails in the middle of the podcast. Oh, that's right, because we have an email to read.
Duh. Come on now, dude.
This email comes from our friend Zach, also known as Exit.
Oh,
Capital E,
Exit?
capital T on Exit.
Yeah.
And it says,
An OG.
Exit is back and here to stay.
An OG.
Dear Mike and Jason, first off, I want to say thank you for the enjoyable content you both create. Whenever I listen to the podcast, it does nothing but make my day better.
Thank you.
With that being said, I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't been doing the question of the week for about 2 months now. I want to apologize for putting your podcast on standby. As much as I love your podcast, there was a ton of things going on in my life. I had to quit that terrible retail job I had, no goals nor management, and found a new job where I worked inside a warehouse. It was great at first, but then about 3 weeks into my new job, I fell into a dark depression. I stopped playing Dark Road, and I had a bad anxiety attack at work. I had to quit my job since I couldn't bring myself to go back. I stayed jobless and unmotivated. Frankly, I was just so embarrassed of myself. During my jobless break, my wonderful girlfriend, who I live with, helped motivate me to improve myself. I enrolled in an online college course for web/online game program and design.
Dude, awesome.
I got a therapist, and I've been more confident in myself. I found a new job, which was similar to my retail job, but this time there's actual management and goals. I listened to the podcast at work again, and I caught up with the podcasts I missed in the past 3 days. I think they meant months. You don't have to read this in your podcast if you don't want to. I'm okay with whatever you want to do, but I just wanted to formally thank you guys for being a great podcast. You guys are so funny and, in my opinion, very strong voices in the community. Please never stop what you're doing.
Aww.
You're both amazing people. I will continue to listen to the podcast. I'm here to stay. I also apologize if I come off as a stan, LOL. I understand you both are just guys putting what you love on the internet. Thanks for the laughs. P.S. They should just call Dark Road Dark Chode since their business practices are so shitty, it makes my dick turn into dark purple and I want it to fall off.
Dude, can I also say, I'm looking at the Discord list, and towards the top is the boy Exit, and his status says, gaming like a boss.
He also followed up.
Anything less true. You are an absolute boss.
You're an absolute boss. He also followed up saying, sorry, I completely forgot to mention that 2 days ago, I became a Twitch affiliate.
Oh,
I'm hoping to have a small and healthy community like you guys someday. Sorry if you consider this spam. I don't mean to if I am. Exit, Zach, we love you, man.
Zach, dude.
And I wanted to read your email for a couple reasons. One, we wanted to formally address on air that you went through a tough time and you're a fighter and you fought your way out of it.
Yes.
And that's something that should be commended.
Yes.
And that's fantastic.
100%.
Second of all, sorry, I just ate a burrito, so I'm a little.
He's going through his own battle right now. Of a
not as tough. Not as tough
of a similar status. That was a mean burrito.
It was a mean burrito. It was a big boy. Second of all, we want to say to you and to anybody, if you're not able to listen to the podcast at any point, whether it's for a day or a week or a month or a year, and then you come back,
3 years,
you have no
4 years
reason to apologize to us. We are here to make the content to help you guys get through things. If it's not something you can do at that time, that's okay.
It's okay.
If you listen to this podcast and you go, this podcast sucks, I'm never listening to it again, that's okay too. We love you guys, and we want you to enjoy it if you can. If you cannot, there's no need to apologize to us. We appreciate that you're back, and I saw you answered the question of the week this week, so I appreciate that too. But it is not a requirement to enjoy the podcast, I promise.
Yeah, and if you leave again, you're fucking dead to me.
Shut up. No, that's not true. Third of all, I did email him back and ask him what the name of his Twitch is so we can shout it out. Wrath of Rebellion, all one word, on Twitch. I'm going to follow. You guys should follow.
I'll be in the chat.
We'll be in the chat. Check them out, okay? So thank you, Exit, a.k.a. Zach, for that email. Now we're moving on to a different, less uplifting thing that we have going on here, and that's Dark Road. Dark Chode, as Zach called it.
A lot less wholesome.
Brand new phone game, Mr. Nomura. Download BlueStacks and grind on your computer. Make some new friends. They all have big keys. They'll all be dead by the time we reach chapter 3. Dark Road, take me home to the place where I belong. Scarlet Coyote, Xehanort Mama, take me home. Dark Road.
Also, shout outs to everybody that has been saying that they can't hear Dark Road without thinking Scarlet Coyote, Xehanort Mama.
Definitely.
Shout outs to all of you cretins.
You're all absolute cretins and we love you.
I thought that was it.
Hey, welcome back, Nacho Daddy. That's my game.
Nacho Daddy.
Nacho Daddy 31.
Nice.
That's my game center name.
Hell yeah.
Because I ain't your daddy.
Nacho Daddy.
Anyway, Dark Road. They added a new event, which only has 5 days left as a recording. This is Tuesday, so you'll be able to do it on Friday if you want, if you didn't know about it. If you're waiting for us for your Dark Road news, though, you probably shouldn't. Basically, it is a mission that's pretty easy. You can auto fight it, at least at my level. And what it does is you get copper ore from it, which is a new crafting thing.
Oh, poggers, dude.
But then you can clear the 16 different missions that are with it to get more iron ore and copper ore on top of that. And if you do that, you get 1,000 jewels. And that's not terrible. You can do 10 tries a day. So after a couple days, you'll be able to get the mission cleared, and it's not a big ask. So I like when the missions aren't big asks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're really big asks. Also, I collected my 3,000 jewels for Spook Time month, and then they just had a random 5K jewels in my box saying, hey, this is an apology for issues we had during the 5-year anniversary of Union Cross.
And also for being ballers.
And also, the
Ballers
Ansem
only.
Report podcast specifically gets these jewels. So,
dude, where's our fucking creator code, dude? We made a goddamn song.
Yeah, come on, dude.
For the fucking
where's
game.
Where's my creator code?
Where the fuck is our creator code, dude?
So anyway, seeing as I got some jewels to spend, I gotta spend them. We'll do my regular card draw, and I got a whatever the Aladdin Heartless are called with the turbans, and that means 4 shot points. So here we go. We got 10,000 jewels, which means we got 3 draws. They also, I forgot to mention this. One thing they did, which I'm a little upset about because I used all my draw tickets, is they added 2 new draw ticket ones. You draw 5 at a time, and one is physical attack cards times 5.
Oh, that's a good one.
And one is magic attack
That's
cards
a bad
times 5.
one.
But it's fucking bullshit because I used all my draw tickets, so I don't have any more.
Yeah.
It's like they knew. Anyway, 3,000 gems. Here we go.
Absolute rat bastards.
Oh, shit.
Is it? Wait. Is that like a oh shit? Like a oh shit? Or
It's
is
a
that
card.
like a
It's a rare card I don't have.
It's like a oh shit.
Do you want to take a guess at what rare card I don't have? This actually wasn't a bad pull, period.
Let me see. Is it Rucksack?
No, it's Nominee. I got Nominee, who does Circle of Innocence, a powerful light element magic attack, which also gives you magic boost. I also got 2 Mushus, so Mushu's +4 now.
Oh my god.
And I got another Queen of Hearts, and she's +4. But I don't even think she's in my deck. And then everything else, there was a Blue Aboo there, but everything else was rainbow points. So that's a pretty good start, actually. That's probably the best start we've ever had.
Ever will.
And ever will. Coming up next, another pull. Pull 2 of 3. Here we go. Oh my goodness gracious, dude.
Wait, is that a good or
That's
no?
not good.
You get
Anytime you get 2 Blue Aboos, it is not good.
No,
However,
that means your next pull is blessed.
I did get 3 cards. I got another Tidus, another Queen of Hearts, and a Tinkerbell. So they're all powering up. So that's good, I guess.
Better than none.
But yeah, yes. You're right. Better than none. All right, last pull. Here we go, folks. Give me that Shion. That's what I need. They certainly saved the best for last, huh? Okay, so I actually got 5 cards that aren't going to get turned into rainbow points, that one. However...
Wow, that's like really good.
2 of them were Tidus.
Stab? Poggers.
One was the Wizard, which is the worst card in the game.
Ooh.
One is Neo Shadow, which is another Dark Break. And then one was Yellow Opera, which is actually pretty good because it powers up my Thunder.
Okay.
So Tidus is now +7 stab.
+7 stab?
Yeah, dude. He's +7 stab. So he's getting powerful.
That's kind of juiced.
I don't know if he's in my deck or not. We should check
Probably not.
before we move on. Ooh, I got to hit the album so I can get my... Oh, you get +1 to strength, +2 to HP, +2 to magic, +1 to HP. So I got 3 HP, 1 strength, and 2 magic there from those new cards.
That's not terrible.
No, that wasn't bad. And then let's optimize my deck. Okay. Nominee's in. Tidus is in. He's actually my second most powerful red card.
Wow.
Behind Mushu. Good for him.
Yeah.
Let's see what unfortunate cards did not make it. Well, sorry, Winnie the Pooh. We knew that already. I think we booted Red Aboo. Or no. No, where's Nominee?
No.
We booted Green Aboo from the deck. Thank you. Thank Nominee. Thank Nominee. Now, this seems
we booted the Louis of the Aboos.
Yeah. So this seems like a week where there's definitely going to be Dark Road news after we record, guys. So keep that in mind that we recorded on Tuesday, and usually Wednesday or Thursday they give us some Dark Road news. So if there's a story update or whatever, hopefully, I don't think so.
We hope you'll look forward to it.
We hope you look forward to it next week. But that's all we got for Dark Road this week. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, you guys, we have a great interview with Mel of the Secret Reports. One of our favorite people in the whole world. She's great. The interview's great. We love it. It was a good time.
She's great.
So we're going to do that. And then after that, we will do the question of the week. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it will be the two of us and Mel hanging out, having a good time. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Hover over DDD. D. Click on it.
Ruby.
Well, I just feel like it was like be random as fuck if we were like, shout out to DDDD, who's right now listening to the Ruby soundtrack. You absolute baller.
I'm putting that in. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. And Jason, we have a very, very special guest with us today.
I don't even know who it is.
He doesn't even know who it is. Probably the most requested person to have on our podcast since we hinted that we would even have people on our podcast. Even before we even mentioned it, I had people going, please have this person on. Please have this person on. We have Mel from the Secret Reports here on the Ansem Report podcast.
Oh my God.
I'm clapping. It's a huge moment. Hi, Mel.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! She's here, ladies and gentlemen. The Secret Reports YouTube channel is an amazing YouTube channel that we've talked about numerous times on our podcast, and just tons of great theories and videos and just really well done content. I'm gonna kiss your butt for a little bit, Mel, if that's okay.
I won't fight it.
But basically, I originally found your first theory video was the Luju using the power waking theory video.
Yeah.
And that was like your first video, basically, besides your intro video.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it, and I was like, hey, everybody that listens to our podcast, go check out this video. It's awesome. And you literally, that podcast, were like, hey, I listened to you guys. Thank you for the shout out. And we were just like, what? So
yeah.
That was hype.
Yeah, and honestly, that was like a huge like we've always said that we're going to do this podcast regardless because we love doing it, and that's why we do it. But at that time, we were kind of in like not limbo, but it was kind of like we don't even know what to do with this podcast, where it's going. But you being a creator that we saw and we liked, and you going, hey, you guys, I like what you guys are doing. That was like a huge like ego boost to us, and I think it really pushed us forward. So I want to say thank you for that. I don't think I've ever thanked you for that.
That's good, because it's funny, because I feel the same way, but reverse, because I remember listening to an episode, and all of a sudden you guys mentioned the channel name, and I was like, oh, that's me! They're talking about me!
Yeah, and that's how I felt too when you commented. I went, oh my gosh, I just said that this person was cool, and they said we were cool. Oh my gosh! So it's so funny how that worked out. And you know, we have like similar names. You know what I mean? I like the reports thing being in there, and you use the picture of Terranor as the apprentice. And at first, when we first started the podcast, we were using that too. So there's just a lot of similarities and it just worked out that way, that we were like mutual admiration of each other. And so that was awesome.
I almost was going to call it the Ansem Reports, but I think I found your guys' podcast, and then I was like, no, I have to call it something different. I don't want to, it would be awful to have two things named the same thing.
That would have been a little confusing.
Yeah, for sure.
So we beat you by a little bit. But
that's fine.
No, that's awesome. Because Jason came up with the idea for the name, because we were just like, what's a good podcast name? And he was like, the Ansem Reports. And I was like, somebody has to have that. And when we looked, no one did. So we just beat you by about a year. That's pretty funny, actually.
Well, I'm okay with it, because I think it fits you guys really well.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I think Secret Reports for your name is actually almost better, because like you're diving in to like sometimes really deep stuff.
Real five-headed shit.
Like real like secret stuff almost.
Well, that was the whole point. A long time ago, someone messaged me and said, Mel, can you make like your own secret reports? And that kind of like started the flame of like, actually, you know, maybe I do want to talk about this stuff.
No, that makes sense. And that's actually one of the first things I wanted to ask you is why did you start this YouTube channel? I know you had a Tumblr blog that was a pretty big in the community, right? and you had kind of maybe.
It's just that was a few years ago, and now it's just kind of now it's more like it's an actual blog rather than a social media account.
Gotcha.
So I don't really talk about it anymore. But yeah, that's basically where everything kind of originated from.
Okay. So you had that, and then you had people asking you, hey, you should make your own secret reports or make your own stuff, and you were like, maybe I will.
Yeah. Especially because, I mean, I said this in the About video, but like during that time, so when I started the secret reports, I wasn't really aware of a lot of other Kingdom Hearts YouTubers, not a lot of the ones, like I hadn't never heard of BioRoxas or Damo or even Noir or, you know, just any of them except for like the big ones that we all.
Right. Yeah.
So at the time I was like, if I'm going to make a YouTube channel, I just want to do what always bothers me about other YouTube channels that I knew of at the time. And then I think around that time, everybody else kind of got fed up at the same time as me. So we all kind of started doing the same things at the same time of like saying theories, but like not just pulling it out of our asses.
Right. Or at least if we're pulling it out of our asses, telling people, hey, we're pulling this out of our asses.
Yeah. At least admitting it.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny because I watched a few more of your videos that I have seen before, but I wanted to, reconnect. That's not the word I wanted, but I'll use it. I wanted to reconnect with, that stuff because it'd been a while since I watched them. And I watched your intro video. Is there something specifically that sets you off to like make these rules for yourself in the channel? Because I was watching it, and there's almost disdain for somebody or something in that video when you're like, hey, I want to make sure that this is clear, that this is where this comes from, and this is canon and this is not, and a lot of people aren't doing that. And is there like, I don't want you necessarily to name drop, but like you were obviously motivated by somebody or something in particular, right?
Mm-hmm. And contrary to popular belief, it wasn't just Kingdom Hearts. It was like YouTube in general. I just felt like people would just say stuff, and then people would be like, oh, okay, so that's truth. Right. And like I said, I feel like I kind of started the channel during a shift where everyone was kind of fed up like me. So I feel like in general, this doesn't really happen anymore. But at the time, it was kind of like video game channels in general.
Right.
Where it was like always clickbait, or it was always false information, or it was this explained, but it's not really explained because it's not canon. This is just a theory, but I'm not saying it's a theory. I'm acting like it's truth, even though it's not.
Right.
And so finally I was like, if I'm going to do this, like, I don't want to be what annoys me in the world. Like if I'm going to do something in the world, I have to ask myself, what do I hate and what do I want to avoid becoming? Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense.
Definitely.
And you mentioned it feels like there was like a shift in YouTube and in Kingdom Hearts specifically, creators like doing that. And I just think with KH3 coming out and the popularity that comes with that, there was just a lot more people, really cool people that were like, hey, I'm going to start making this content. BioRoxas being one of them. There's a lot of people out there, and we were just all riding that wave, I think. And I didn't, when we were making this podcast, it was more like, hey, we've been talking about these trailers and people seem to like that. Let's just do a podcast where we just talk about Kingdom Hearts. And we didn't know where we were going with it. But we had talked about how the people that were on top, so to speak, on YouTube for Kingdom Hearts theory creation and video creation, not all of them seemed like people that I would want to watch. And so we wanted to do something that we would want to watch or listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's funny that I think that's why we all get along so well, the three of us, because we have the same ideals about that. And there have been times actually where, we started doing our Cavern of Remembrance, which was kind of a silly thing we started doing. And you were like, hey, I just want to mention that what you guys said isn't true. And we were like, oh my gosh, I'm not like you made me realize I wasn't prefacing that well enough where I was like, hey guys, we don't actually know. Like we're a couple of idiots that are just like trying to find the best possible answer, because most of these questions don't have answers. But I actually appreciated that, because I was like, I need to start saying that before the Cavern of Remembrance every time, so people know, people don't run off to the playground or whatever. I guess I hope they're not
Hearts playground.
Yeah, I hope they're not going to an actual playground. I hope they're older, because we're not exactly a kids show. But like, I hope they're not going to where they hang out and be like, oh, did you know that Luju is the Masters and Zigbar at the same time? You know what I mean? Like, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever dumb theory Jason and I come up with, you know. But yeah, no, that you've opened my eyes a little bit to how what we say actually does matter to people too, and we don't want to lead people astray with that either. So thank you.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm always worried that I come off as like a pushing my glasses up, like, well, actually, and I don't want to like annoy people by doing that. So I'm glad that didn't like annoy you.
No, and part of the reason, like, I think if someone didn't know you, they might have taken it that way. But I know that you know, that's something you strive for, is that authenticity. Yeah. And, you know, based on, you know, videos and things you've said, you strive for that. So I know you were just like, hey, Mike, remember, this is, you don't want to mislead people, you dummy. And I was like, she's so right. I don't want to do that. So no, I didn't take it anything other than just like, Mel's trying to help, like always.
Yeah. Well, and even in like the videos too, when it's like there's something that's like either like a misconception or something, or something that isn't necessarily canon or like proven yet, to like mention those and be like, hey, this isn't exactly confirmed, but this is what a lot of people think, and then just like explaining your point on whether or not you agree with it, or like what it could be similar to those things that people are like, yeah, this is canon, that whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that too.
That's another one of those things that I think that I kind of entered in at the right time, because I feel like I'm not saying like I'm the reason for it, but I think around the time that I started doing it, everybody else started doing it as well. Definitely. So I'm like, thank goodness.
I wouldn't give you all the credit, but I'd give you some credit, because I think a lot, like, you go through your videos and you look at like the comments, and there are a lot of content creators in your comments going, wow, this video is great. So I don't think you're the sole responsibility for people being more aware of that stuff. I think you definitely have some part of it. So I want to give you credit there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit, and I want to ask you about Kingdom Hearts specifically. How did you originally get into Kingdom Hearts?
So I have a story, but I don't actually remember it. I just remember the story itself. Does that make sense?
Like, you don't remember like
there's a memory, there's like a memory witch or something, like
yeah, Naminé stole your memories.
So this is what I've always told people. I've always told people that I saw my brother play Kingdom Hearts 2, but my brother said, this is the second one. If you want to play this, you have to play the first one first.
Oh, classic Kingdom Hearts fan.
What?
Classic Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah, right.
You gotta play these in order.
But as I've gotten older, I don't really remember that house that happened in. And we were so young, I don't really remember the way we looked as kids. So I don't have the memory itself. I just know that that's what I've always told people.
So from what you've been told and what you tell people, your brother played it, you watched him play it, and you're like, I'm going to play this now.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts has been like a part of your life as long as you can remember, is basically.
Well, I think I got into it around the time that Days was introduced, because I remember seeing like I feel like I remember seeing like an internet advertisement banner for it, like on the side of some website, but I can't remember if that actually happened or if I just like made that up in my head.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's tough. Like with all the memory witches out there and all that stuff. It's tough to keep.
They just plant those like, yeah. It's really confused sometimes with the Mandela effect, but it's the memory witches, dude.
And honestly,
it really is.
I've talked about this a lot recently, but Orpheus Joshua stoked the fire in me again. there is an episode of the House of Mouse that Sora's on, and no one believes me except Orpheus Joshua, and he's like sitting at a table, and they cut to him, and there's a bunch of villains around him, and he looks nervous, and then they cut away, and that's the only time he's on there. But I cannot find it. No one believes me. So now I think a memory witch stole everybody's memories.
Like I can see it. Like I can see the scene, but I know I haven't seen it. That's what's really weird.
It seems like something you can easily picture, especially if you've seen the House of Mouse and you kind of know its style. But I can't tell if like if I'm making it up or if I'm picturing maybe fan art or fan animation or if it was real.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Like, this is what you guys are picturing is the memory you used to have that memory which stole from
right,
you because
exactly.
it's real.
Like I can see like Ursula, she has like one of her tentacles like on the table. And like,
ooh, I don't know if I remember that.
And like Hook, he's got like he's got his hook, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking get you, kid!" Like,
right?
There's like they're like all around him.
I remember Hades specifically,
and Jafar's just like, just straight up with his arms crossed.
I remember Hades being there specifically because I remember his flame head.
Well, maybe you're onto something because there was that one. Did you guys ever see like that storyboard for that really old Kingdom Hearts cartoon that was gonna happen, and then it got canceled?
I haven't seen it in a while, but I know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's like the same artist or animators who are going to work on that.
Maybe.
You never know. You never know.
One day I will find out the truth, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Anyway, thank you for letting me sidebar.
So wait. Let me say something real quick.
Okay,
I owe Damo and Water KH an apology because, Mike, before you messaged me, both of them individually asked me to be a guest on their podcast. And I was like, no, I don't really want to do podcasts anymore. I'm so sorry. And after I said no to both of them in 2 different messages, Mike, you messaged me and I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
They won't be that mad. They're nice boys.
They are nice boys. And I feel like I owe it to you guys because you guys invited me like 40 episodes ago and I never did it.
Yeah, it's been like a year in the making.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, they're both sweet, sweet boys. And I think they'll understand that,
they're really nice.
That the 3 of us go way, way back, and so it's like, it's different.
Oh, geez.
It's different.
It's less of like an interview or a podcast. It's just some friends hanging out. You
right.
know?
We literally just hit record on our weekly Discord call that we do. So, Damo, Water, don't worry about it. It's okay. We got to have Damo on. Damo, I listened to his. He did a talk with Aba, and he did it like a podcast thing, and it was like an hour and 48 minutes. But I, over time, listened to the whole thing, and like that guy's just got a lot of theories running through his head.
He's a big brain thinker.
Galaxy brain.
He is.
Mike, I started doing I heard it. So a long time ago, you guys were talking about how you started listening to podcasts on like 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I've started doing that and I like can't stop.
Yeah. See, I only do it if I have.
It triggers me when he does it sometimes.
Jason hates it.
It sometimes. No, like, because I do the same thing. Like, because I like to use like different websites to like learn different stuff, right? Like Udemy is one of them. And I just like, I'll put the speed way up so that it's way faster. But he'll be doing like sports ones or something. And it will be so jarring, just the like audio quality or something. I don't know what it is, but it makes me so freaking anxious. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like I just want to peel my skin off.
Oh my God. Well, I think part of it is because you're like hearing it. Like I have it on in the car and I quick switch to something else because I was by myself before that. So I think like car speakers, it's a little different than having headphones on.
Yeah.
I think that might be part of it. But yeah, when I have like a bunch of podcasts backed up, I will definitely go to 1.25 or 1.5 speed just to like, because like there's just certain podcasts in my head. I'm like, I have to catch up on this or I will not be complete as a person. You know, like I just have this weird like tick with that where I'm like, I have to listen to these. And if I don't listen to them by the end of the week that they came out with certain ones, I'm like, nope, this is pointless now. Why am I listening to this? So like, it's like this weird anxiety I have with it where I have to, so I will bump it up. But otherwise, I like to enjoy it on normal speed. But yeah, the Damo one I listened to because it was so long, I had to bump up the speed a little bit. But Like, that's awesome that they were able to keep a conversation going for almost 2 hours about Kingdom Hearts, you know?
Yeah, way to go.
Right. I mean, we've been talking for 20 minutes and I'm already like, is this thing over yet?
Well, now what? Yeah.
Just kidding.
We've done like 2 questions actually.
Yeah, I know. We actually haven't gotten. This is a very easy podcast interview we're doing right now. Here's a question for you, Mel.
Okay.
That's kind of important. I've seen you say this on Twitter before, but you want to see more female Kingdom Hearts creators rise up and start doing their thing. I think that would be fantastic. You don't see a ton of them roaming around, but what's some advice you could give to maybe a young lady or old lady, I guess, who wants to get into content creation in general, not necessarily just Kingdom Hearts, but content creation in general?
That's hard because, I mean, like, for example, like Sarah Key, I think unfortunately, the reason why I'm not really like a big target for harassment is probably because I don't really show my face or my appearance. And so it's kind of hard to give advice when I know that there's things that I purposely avoid doing to avoid bad attention. So I could easily be like, oh, fuck 'em, just be yourself and be free. But it's like easier said than done, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. And I think it's even harder because, I mean, for one, I'm white, right? So I think for women of color, it can be even harder to like show themselves on camera because, I mean, the world is just so cruel.
True. Especially the internet world. Yes.
Yeah. And I wish I had advice. I wish I had, but I don't because the internet's so evil. And I feel like I just got lucky that I don't really get bullshit.
Yeah. No, I don't see the bullshit you get is different from like a typical like female creator where the bullshit you get is all based on people being like your theories are bullshit or whatever, you know. There
were a couple times when I first started out where people would tease my voice, but I think the reason that stopped, what's that theory where it's like if you see a broken window, people are going to throw more rocks at the windows or something like that? Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that I immediately just like deleted their comment, banned them, didn't address it, didn't post about it online, just got rid of it. I think maybe that's why I haven't really gotten any more comments like that because I just shut it down. And so if there is a girl or a woman of color or someone of the LGBTQ community who's listening to this and wants advice, I think maybe just having like a hard ass attitude about it and like shutting shit down, not addressing it, not giving them attention, just flat out banning them or blocking them.
Hell yeah.
I think that's the best approach personally.
Yeah, and
right when it's like straight up harassment, like I'm glad I've heard some like really big like streamers and stuff talking about it recently, and it's really cool because they'll say, hey, like if you're streaming or if you're making YouTube videos or whatever, like it's your right to have whatever you want be talked about or not be talked about in your sphere. Like it's literally yours.
Yeah.
So if you don't want people to be saying something about either something that you're self-conscious about or something that you just don't feel like talking about because you don't have to, then that's totally on you. And I think that with what you're saying about and not giving them like the time of day is like the biggest part of it, right? Because you'll see clips where, you know, somebody is rightfully like pissed off about something or they have like some like self-righteous anger about something, and then they're giving attention towards what they're mad about. It gets those people what they want, like that anger or like that spotlight or whatever. So I think really just like a silent ban or like a silent like delete of the comment or whatever is like, oh, like you just silence them. What can they do now? Post again and then get deleted again, or make another account and get banned again? Like it doesn't do anything, and they're gonna very quickly stop. If
you don't give them the attention, they go away, is what we found. Now, we're obviously a little more privileged than most people as two white males, but I mean, the internet's an awful place, and I think everybody gets shit on from time to time. And so
Yeah.
that's actually really good advice for anybody, is to just, hey, if someone's harassing you, just don't give it the time of day. Just get rid of them and move on.
Yeah. And I think
Definitely.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's easier said than done, because like there have been a few times where on Twitter where I'm just like, okay, I'm fed up with this and I have to talk about it. But
Right.
so it's like, no matter, eventually I would think someone has to like address the elephant in the room, but I feel like that's also natural. Like, you have to talk about stuff or else you're just gonna get mentally unhealthy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There have been many times, like, we're talking a big game about just deleting and move on. But, you know, I primarily run, like, our YouTube stuff, so I see all the comments all the time. And there have been ones where they're just so silly and they shouldn't bother me. But then, like, I'm at work later that day and I'm like, God, I can't believe that asshole said that.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just, like, such a silly thing, but we're all human. You know what I mean? We all react. But it's the public reaction, I think, that really fuels those trolls and those people like that. So
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right. Okay, switching gears again. We're jumping all over the place.
I'm
but
fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty neurotic in that way. Yozora, can we talk about Yozora?
Okay, yeah, we can.
So
not only like a gear switch, but like we're in a whole different vehicle now.
yeah. We switched vehicles.
We're waking up in the
goddamn
car.
gummy ship.
Yozora fascinates me for a number of reasons, and you haven't talked about him a ton in your videos. The last video you did about Shibuya, you talked about him a little bit.
Yeah.
But what's going on with that guy? What do you think's going on with him?
So in general, okay, I'm gonna be honest, because I think this is something that part of me is kind of ashamed about, but then another part of me is like, this is just who I am, and I just gotta vibe with it. But I think initially I was really overwhelmed by the positive reaction he got. Like, so many people love him. And I think that kind of scared me away, where I was like, I don't want to talk about him because everybody talks about him. Everybody brings him up. Everybody's obsessed with him. But
That's kind of like the clickbait thing, yeah.
Yeah, right. And see, that's the thing. I was like, if I talk about him in my video, I don't want to mention him in the title. I don't want to put him in the thumbnail. I kind of want, because I guess for me, even though I think he is going to be an important character, I don't think everything in the series revolves around him. And so I was like, we still have a lot to talk about that is not related to Yozora. So that's why he's at the very end of that Shibuya video, because, well, I think he's obviously involved. I don't think every little road leads back to him. Does that make sense?
No,
Yeah.
that makes total sense to me. And I feel that a little bit too, where I think people are overreacting to it because he's part of the secret movie, and that was like a big deal because
that's always a big deal for
we
sure.
thought it was
It
just
is,
some
it
kind of
is.
throwaway thing, you know, when you first play through Kingdom Hearts 3 and you go to Toy Box and he's there and you're like, oh, that's funny. Nomura's referencing his game that he got taken off of. Ha ha ha. And then he's there in the secret ending and you go, okay, dude,
shit.
what the?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's why he's such a big deal. Also, his design's pretty cool. So I think people want to talk about him because he looks cool.
I will admit, as I was doing research for my video, he really warmed up to me. So I don't want people to think that I don't like him. I just needed time with him. And now I do like him. So
Okay. Well, and what I was going to say is, you know, I'm old. So I remember when the first Kingdom Hearts secret movie was a big deal at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Love
and
that.
the internet was not what it is now, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, if you went onto like message boards and chat rooms and stuff, that's in Kingdom Hearts related stuff. That's all people wanted to talk about was blonde-haired kid, right?
Oh yeah, BLK or
BHK, BHK, yeah.
BLT.
BLT. But that's all people wanted to talk about, right? And so I think that's part of that phenomenon is part of it too, is that like, oh, he's this mysterious guy. So I think there's a lot going into it. And then you tie in the Versus 13 stuff where it's like, Nomura's trying to get back at Square Enix. That people, that narrative that people keep wanting to push for that, where it's like, guys, he still works there. Like, It's not like he's Kojima.
He works with the exact same people that he worked with for the other stuff. Like it's the same. These are all his coworkers, probably his friends.
Right, definitely. So, but I get what you're saying. Where that has been the dominant conversation after Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind, and then to a lesser extent, Zigbar being Lushu is the other one that's people are talking about it a lot. But those were like the big spoilery reveal stuff, so it makes sense that people want to talk about it. But I get being over Yozora a little bit based on how much people talk about him when it's like he might not even be important at all. So
to actually talk about it, to actually get down and dirty with the details of who he is, I have no fucking idea. I don't fucking know. If I had to take a shot in the dark, I would say that when Ienzo was talking to Sora on the gummy phone, and Ienzo's like, "Oh, Ansem's code says that Sora's heart doesn't just belong to him." I think that we're assuming it's Ventus, but with them saying the same quotes and them obviously having some connection, I think if I had to put my hat in the ring, it would be for some reason Sora and Yozora's heart are connected, and that's what Ienzo was talking about.
Okay.
But I don't really know where else to go from there.
Right. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of stuff we can grab onto and go, this is definitely it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the point of it, and that's why people want to talk about it and theorize about it, because there's not a ton
mystery
there. The line that always gets me and makes me go, what in the hell is this, is when he says, "Yeah, I'm Yozora, but this isn't what I look like."
Yeah, what the fuck?
I like that. Anytime I forget about that line, and then we'll watch that cutscene for some reason on stream or something, and I'll just be like, what in the hell does that mean, dude? I can't even wrap my head around.
It's his world. It's he has to keep the world order, dude.
Oh my god, that's it. It's Donald magic.
Yeah.
Part of me was wondering, this is me spitballing, and I don't really, because I think a lot of people think that I can back things up on the top of my head, but I don't. I Google shit all the time. So this is me spitballing. I'm not Googling anything. I don't have anything to back this up. But part of me wonders if Virum Rex really is just a video game where all the characters within it are just video games. And so Yozora's body is literally inspired or recreated from a fake video game digital model character.
Right.
There we go.
Once again, I have nothing to back that up.
But also, there's the
thumbnail. There's the preview that plays at the beginning of the podcast. We're going to cut it as if it's fact. There we go, dude. There's a clickbait. 10 million views.
I agree with you, because that was my thought too. But then, why does he tell him that he's Yozora?
Yeah, right. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm.
If you and I are playing Halo on Xbox, I don't, and we're
with Xbox Game Pass.
With Xbox Game Pass, now only $15. No, just kidding. If we're playing that, I don't tell you I'm Master Chief.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't go, well, yeah, I'm Master Chief, but this isn't what I look like. Obviously, we're playing a video game. So that. That's the one thing that kind of hangs me up about that theory, because that was my thought too, is oh, this is just this guy's avatar. Yozora's not a real person, he's just being controlled by somebody.
Yeah, avatar's.
But then that dialogue's weird. I guess I don't know.
I don't know what to make of it. I think right now I'm comfortable with just sitting back and watching, because sometimes with Kingdom Hearts you can theorize and you can theorize and you can theorize, but other times it's you just have to sit back and watch. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose yourself in the possibilities.
Right, definitely. Then you enter the fifth dimension, and there's no coming back from that. We like to do this thing when we have someone on the podcast, Mel, where we put them in the 13 questions hot seat, sponsored by Master Xehanort, where we ask you 13 different Kingdom Hearts related questions, and you answer them. Does that sound like fun?
Yes. Is this a turbo round? Do I have to be quick, or? I mean,
you don't. We kind of set it up like that, but it doesn't have to.
It doesn't.
Water took his sweet damn time.
Let me Google search this.
Yeah,
really
Water
quick.
wanted citations.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me, dude? What's your favorite Disney movie, dude?
Right, yeah.
Dude.
I was memeing, but you're right. He did say, hey, let me Google some Disney movies real quick. And we were like, Water, what the fuck, dude?
Just say a Disney movie.
I forgot about that. Shout out to Water KH, great guy. So, question number 1, Mel.
Okay.
What is your favorite Kingdom Hearts game?
Whatever Kingdom Hearts game I last played recently. So Kingdom Hearts 3 right now.
That's fair.
Fair. That's a fair answer.
Fair.
I thought you were going to say, whatever Kingdom Hearts game the people listening want to be my favorite Kingdom Hearts game is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game.
I low-key thought it was going to be like the opposite, where it's like, whatever game I just dislike whatever I'm researching right now. Because it's giving me a migraine.
That's true. Okay, favorite non-Kingdom Hearts video game?
I really like the Legend of Zelda series.
Ooh. Really
Which
good,
is
dude. Really good.
It's so cookie cutter, but it's like, I don't give a fuck. I like it.
Yeah.
We love Legend of Zelda too.
Dude, and it's one of those things, again, where it's like, we started off playing it when we were little, and like, you didn't really like overthink anything. Like, you just like went through the game, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then now, like, it actually had like really good like storytelling, and we're like now like figuring this out, and then there was a lot of like lore, and there's like time travel and shit in it.
Yeah.
And so like that's like very intriguing to have something that you just enjoyed because of what it was, to also like add another layer to it.
Yeah.
And I think that Kingdom Hearts has that too. It's that same type of
You're
there's
right.
some extra shit going on right here, dude.
Yeah,
but Zelda's even less like upfront about it.
Yeah. It's way more hidden.
Right.
That's the thing. I hypothetically would love to make videos about Zelda, but I don't want to like go to the manuals and like I already hate having to do Nomura interviews. Like, I don't want to have to go to the Hyrule Historia and go to the book about the champions. Like, I love both of them, but I like that Kingdom Hearts is like, here is the lore, here is the information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Nintendo will be like, okay, here's the Zelda timeline, and then like 2 years later they'll go, oh, psych, we made a new game, so here's a completely different Zelda timeline.
Yeah.
So they like they're worse than Nomura is about like changing that stuff. Nomura will go, yeah, I probably made a weird decision here back in the day to do this, so this isn't real anymore. Like 10 years later. I know,
at least he's up front. One of my favorite, you know how Twitter does like those Nomura announcements where he like writes it himself?
Yes.
One of my favorite ones is at one point he goes, look, I know I said the Xehanort Saga was over, and now Dark Road's coming out. I know I lied. I know I'm wrong now. Let's just flow. That's the funniest thing to me.
Right. Yeah. He's very him and Sakurai are the two like video game creators that are just very funny, and they're very self-referential, and they know like that the whole Sakurai thing with the Minecraft thing. I don't know if you saw that, but the way he's just like, yeah, they told me to put Minecraft in. I said no, and then they were like, come on, dude, and I was like, all right, I guess, you know, and like it's just like he knows that
when
like,
they ask again, they're not asking.
Right. He knows that he can get away with it, and Nomura's like the same way, and so like I love those two, and I love when Nomura writes those like messages.
Me
like,
too.
Hey, it's the Union Cross 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
They're very charming.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, favorite Kingdom Hearts character?
I don't really have one, but for the sake of the podcast, I'll say Sora.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
People don't give Sora enough love.
Right,
he's a good boy.
I know. It's so funny because they'll think he's annoying, but I love a dumbass. I love a dumbass.
And he's so nice and friendly and just wants to help everybody.
I know.
I get we live in a cynical world, but come on, there's something great about that.
And I think that's why I like him, is because I can get very cynical. So it's nice having like a ray of light to like help reshift me in the right direction. Definitely.
Okay, next question, number 4. Best Kingdom Hearts gal or waifu?
Oh, I love a bad bitch. I'm gonna say Larxene.
Oh,
okay. Crustine.
I know, I'm in dangerous territory, but
Jason's not happy with you, but I am. Love Larxene. I think she's so fucking sassy.
And
I love it.
I feel like if her voice actress was even a little flat, the whole character would fail. But at least her English voice actress goes fucking ham and delivers.
Right. But it's funny because that's what you hate about it, right?
Well, okay, I specifically hate the fucking Frozen line that was in the trailer.
What will Elsa accept?
I hate that. That line is it's like nails on a chalkboard to me, dude. It's like, oh my god, just shut up.
I love that. I
like her character design, and like I think she's a needed character. I would very much miss her if she wasn't in the game, or if they like did the same thing they did to Zaldin and Lexius, right? I'd be like, come on, man, that's whack.
Right.
But like, well, she's Crustine.
I think it's like a thing where it's she's supposed to be not liked. Right?
Yeah.
And that's why you don't like her, because the things that they did to make her not likable, you're like, yeah, fuck this chick. Right? Where I'm like, wow, what a good bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, what a good bad guy. She's so unlikable that she's likable.
Like I can appreciate, like I can see it. Yeah. And part of it's a meme, but also that fucking line triggers me, dude.
Yeah. Well, we watched that trailer like 6 million times. Yeah. That was part of it too.
Yeah.
But what will Elsa accept?
To be fair, I think not that I don't like her in Kingdom Hearts 3, but just her personality, I think, really shines in Chain of Memories.
Yeah. Well, she's way more of a main character in Chain of Memories too.
Yeah,
like she's in so many cutscenes.
She really is.
She is. Her and actually all those organization members really get their spotlight in that game.
I really love that game, man.
It's
Chain of Memories is great. People, I mean, I get why people don't like the battle system when they first play it, but once you get into it, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I know, you just have to think, and I'm not a thinker like that.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I just want to smash X button, okay? That's all I want to do. Favorite Disney movie?
Let me Google it.
Got him.
I like Atlantis: The Lost Empire, which I think is another cookie cutter answer, but it's so fucking good. Like, yeah.
It is kind of the quirky answer.
A quirky answer.
But if you, I think knowing that it's the quirky answer and still liking it, I think that's acceptable, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah, at least you didn't say Treasure Planet.
Yeah, that's the other quirky answer, dude.
Just kidding. Treasure Planet's a good movie too, guys. Don't hate me.
I'm so quirky.
What is your favorite Keyblade?
Oh, I like Kingdom Hearts 1's The Keyblade of Heart. It's like dark, but it's simple. It like matches the simplicity of the Kingdom Key, but because we've only seen it once, the Kingdom Key has kind of like faded out. But I still feel like the Keyblade of Heart is still kind of new and fresh because it's only brought up once.
It's still got like the novelty.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good answer. Good answer. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts song?
You know what?
I know this is like picking a favorite child.
I like It Began With a Letter.
Ooh, I really like that answer.
I like it. It's fun to like study too. It's fun to like study too and to like write too. So
that's a 5-head answer, dude.
Thank you.
It's a really good
That's
song.
the best answer that's been said on this podcast.
Oh man, I don't even remember what Water and Bio said.
Well, it just goes to show I'm iconic.
It wasn't as good as Mel's. Let me tell you right now.
All right, if you could include any property into the next Kingdom Hearts game as a world, what property would you pick?
Okay, listen.
Uh-oh.
Are you two listening?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what'd you say?
What? No.
He's memeing you.
So for Star Wars, I don't think they should do the movies. I think if they did the movies, it would. Oh, and I wanted to talk about this because you guys already talked about Star Wars in a past podcast, right?
Yes, we did.
And I have never actually listened to it. So maybe you guys have already talked about this. Sorry if you have. But if we did one of the movies or one of the trilogies, they would totally do like a Pirates or Frozen thing where all the characters would be shoved to the side, right?
Right.
Boring.
Right. You would just be running alongside the movie.
Yeah, boring, whack, nobody wants it. That's why they should do the Clone Wars. Because I think they'd be a lot more free to to interact with people.
Dude, like, one that I like was thinking about the other day, because me and my friend were talking about Clone Wars, and I was like thinking about like, dude, like how could they do like? I was just thinking about how they could do it in KH, and if they did it where it's kind of like this is like super niche, but like the 501st Squadron, which is like who you follow in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game, like the original one.
Hell yeah!
Like if it was like that, but like Sora's able to reach some of them, like by like with being that with them, and like somehow like they're able to like their friendship is able to make it so that they're able to like break that like chain of like having to like, well, because it's like in the 501st, like in Battlefront 2, they choose. It's not like the chip thing, because that wasn't a thing yet, where like the chip makes them do Order 66. That like they just had to because it was their duty.
Yeah,
and they were sticking to it. But like that their friendship would like break that. I'd
be down with that.
I can't think of the word. Yeah, like I think that would be super cool.
Okay.
That like they were able to fight that and not do it.
Mm-hmm. Battlefront
Full
2 is
disclosure.
really good. What?
Full disclosure, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds awesome.
Well, you should play the original Battlefront 2, Mike.
Maybe I should.
Dude, it's freaking depressing, dude.
It's really sad, but it's good. You can't look away.
So how would Sora fit into that, though?
So like he like, I don't know, he shows up in a world and the 501st Squad is there and they like save him or something like that, and then like they travel together and then like they become friends or whatever. Like fucking, I don't know. They could even like break canon or something like that and make it so it's like Fives or somebody is there, like a known character.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a named clone, or just make up an original one.
I wouldn't mind either way. No matter what they did, I know I would eat it up no matter what. If they did the chip or not. Mike, how familiar are you with Star Wars? Is it just Star Wars Battlefront 2 that you haven't played?
I don't know anything about Clone Wars, really.
Oh, okay.
He knows the movies.
I know the movies. And
Force Unleashed.
I know Force Unleashed. I know a lot about Force Unleashed, which is silly because it doesn't even matter anymore. And I think that's it.
And Lego Star
Wars, obviously. But yeah, I try not to get too deep into Star Wars because I found there's like a line you cross. When you get too into it, you start to get really angry.
You start to hate it.
Yeah. So I don't want to. I'm the guy that like goes to like the movies and I see the newest movie. I go, oh, that was fun. And then I like go on the internet and everybody's like, I hated that because this and that. And I'm like, oh, I liked it.
You know, Mike, I respect that. I really do.
Yeah. And I get why people get so upset about it because it's very important to them. Where I try to keep Star Wars at arm's length so I don't get as mad. But I do really like the movies. I do think the newest trilogy was kind of disastrous, but I get why people don't like it because it's kind of like it's making it more palatable to everybody, it feels like. And when something you really like and you're really into and you're really nerdy about goes mainstream, and Star Wars has always been mainstream, don't get me wrong, but it's almost like Disney's kind of, they just made a Star Wars factory and everything's coming out stamped and
I get
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I get why people are upset at that, but I didn't think they were bad movies either, but I'm not like Star Wars fan like a lot of people where I just kind of try to enjoy it for what it is.
Okay, I vibe with that.
Yeah. So, but I like to troll some of our people in the Discord and on Twitch and stuff when they talk about movies, Star Wars movies, because it's pretty funny to me how upset people get. And a lot of times, this is a secret, and our mod Sean is going to be like aghast by this, but I don't really know what I'm talking about a lot of the time. I'm just trolling you.
You just say shit.
I just say stuff sometimes and then see how he reacts.
But then I know. Yeah. So then I go like I keep going with it.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
to legitimize, like legit. What word am I trying to say?
Legitimize?
Legitimize it. Yeah, I think that's the word, dude.
Welcome to McDonald's. Would you like to legitimize that
God.
name?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so
I want 3 orders of fries.
back to your answer. Your answer would be Clone Wars.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And-
I wouldn't mind Rebels, but I think if Rebels was in Kingdom Hearts, people would get mad, like you said. So I would almost rather it be the Clone Wars so that I don't have to deal with anger.
Well, and I think the art style of Clone Wars lends itself to Kingdom Hearts better. Like, don't get me wrong, Pirates looks great and all, making like realistic looking Donald, the Goofy, and Sora. But I think having that cool like digitized art style as opposed to that would be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Clone Wars is charmingly stylized.
Right.
For sure.
Definitely.
Like even the really old episodes don't really show age because it's like a stylized thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is time for me to say shout out to our friends Sean and Sean who do a podcast called Too Many Seans where they talk about Clone Wars.
Shout out.
Check it out.
Too Many Seans. Everybody go check it out. Anyway, next question. Who is the best Xehanort? As in, best character that has been possessed by Xehanort?
I love an Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
You love
yeah.
to see it.
I salute you.
You
Hell
love to
yeah.
see it. The namesake of the podcast. Actually, technically, the namesake of the podcast is Terranort. But that, if we're going by Kingdom Hearts 1 before they retcon that, it was Ansem Seeker of Darkness.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The namesake of both of our channels.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
How could I
Look
say
at that.
anything other than him? Look at it.
Right. Yeah, that's why when people ask me who my favorite Kingdom Hearts character is, I almost always say him. Just because he's just cool.
He really
Like,
is.
He's just a cool ass character. Like his design is awesome.
And
He's evil.
he's shredded.
And he's shredded. That's
He's
absolutely true.
shredded.
Absolutely true.
I bet the only person he doesn't beat in an arm wrestling contest is Lexius.
Yeah.
Only
'Cause
one.
that man's-
Understandably so.
That man's pure strength, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. Moving on. Best Xehanort voice actor, meaning of the 3, Leonard Nimoy, Rutger Hauer, or Christopher Lloyd. Who was your favorite?
Not that I don't like Christopher Lloyd. I'm just way too familiar with his other stuff that's all I
Makes
can
sense.
think about when I hear him. So I have, but I mean, I gotta go with the OG.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we need to change that question because I think everybody's going to say Leonard
Everyone's going to
Nimoy.
say the OG, yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody will. I did like Christopher Lloyd, though, but I was waiting for him to go, Marty! Like that,
Yeah, right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think he did a decent job with what he was given.
Right.
And Rutger Hauer was good, too. He was just different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But rest in peace to those 2 guys. We got to change that question. Help me think of a better question.
Yeah, we got to
Jason.
find a different one.
Now we got to answer. The next question is this week's question of the week,
Okay.
which is, hold on, I'm going to get the exact question. I got to pull up
I think we just do worst Xehanort. Who's the worst Xehanort?
Oh, well, then everybody's going to say young Xehanort, obviously.
No, because fucking both our other 2 guests said young Xehanort is their favorite.
Yeah, you're right. They did. But that's probably the last time that's going to happen.
Mel, who is
Those
the
2
worst Xehanort?
twinners
Who is
are-
the worst?
Who's the worst?
And why is it young Xehanort?
I don't know. The problem is I like the whole gang.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Except young Xehanort.
That's why it's a good question. For some people, it'll be easy, and for some people, they're gonna learn some things about themselves.
That's true. That's true. Do you want to answer that one, Mel, or you want to abstain?
I abstain.
Yeah, we don't want to ask you more than 13 questions. That kind of breaks
That's
the
kinda
branding.
scuffed,
so.
yeah.
I won your heart with the it began with a letter. I'm not gonna lose that
Yeah.
placement.
Yeah,
True,
you don't want to push it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, here's the question of the week this week. Kind of a weird one, but what's the best quality of life change that was made in the Kingdom Hearts series? Meaning,
Oh. Yeah,
the
explain it to me. I remember this.
the
but explain
example
it to
they
me.
give is like skipping cutscenes or auto saving, something like that. A good quality of life change in the games.
I mean, I do love that you can skip cutscenes. I don't know. That's kind of hard because I still have a hard time defining what's quality of life and what's gameplay.
Yeah. Well, like,
To me, it's like when I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and I can't just press fucking triangle to equip the ability,
Oh, yeah.
that's triggering. Like, that's a quality of life where it's like I can just press triangle. Or in 3, I can just press X.
Gameplay can be quality of life. Like, they said no gameplay in the question, but, like, to me, not having to equip draw as an ability or scan, that's a quality of life change, right? You're telling me I got to use 2 AP to equip draw?
It's been a while since I played Kingdom Hearts 1, so I bet if I just played it recently, I would have an answer. But I don't really have one because it's been a while since I played Kingdom Hearts 1. I maybe the best quality of life for me is the fact that there's not... Kingdom Hearts 1 had so many text cutscenes where it would just be like the little text bubbles, and we don't really get that anymore, which, I mean, now we're to the point where there's still voiceover during gameplay. So, I like that. I think it's very immersive.
Yeah, I 3 in general, like, had that upgrade where it's like, one, it's the most obvious where, like, you're talking to Yuffie and then the scene fades and then Yuffie's talking to you again, but they didn't voice act that one.
Yeah.
Like, one, it's very obvious, and then their faces become those flat.
Just little mouth moving.
And then the mouth just like going, so that's a good quality of life update. You're right. The production quality of Kingdom Hearts has risen over time.
Thank
for sure.
God.
Yeah. Okay, this next one's a little sappier. What does it mean to you being a member of the online Kingdom Hearts community?
I think one thing that I like to do is I like to think to myself, like, okay, like, this is going to sound so arrogant, and I'm so sorry if I sound so arrogant while I say this, but I like to...
Yes.
I like to push people with what I make. So, like, if I say, like, yeah, this is what everybody makes, but we can make it better, and we can push it to the next level. And sometimes I just get really happy when I see that, what's the expression I'm looking for? When I see the results of that seed, like when I see other people growing because of my attempts at pushing the community.
A rising tide raises all ships.
Oh, there you go. That's a great expression.
I think I tried to come up with that analogy on another one of these interviews, and I was like, there's an analogy about ships or something. I don't remember.
I think it was the Maya one, probably.
I was like, there's something about ships. I don't know. But anyway, we all get better when one person gets better.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think that's awesome. And I think you do that. You push people because...
Raising the bar.
Water's most recent theory video is like really good graphically and stylish, and I don't know that he does as much into that in that video, if not for your videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or people that are making, because like I don't know if I've kissed your butt enough this episode or not, but you the style.
No,
of
you
your
haven't. Keep going.
Keep going.
The style of your videos is insane, and it makes me like, God, our podcast looks like shit, and we're not even like doing the same kind of video.
It's not even,
but I'm just like, I wish I could do more with that. And so like, I'll like log on and look at some like After Effects videos and be like, this is too confusing for me, and then I give up. But at least the thought is there of you like pushing me to do better stuff with it.
The passion is what matters.
Right. I like go, I wish I was that good. I look at it, I go, whatever.
Yeah.
People still listen no matter what we do. So
I have been noticing, like, I won't Google it, but there is one other YouTuber who I've noticed who I think they've only posted one video so far, and that's why they're not really well spread. But it was a video that also like really focused in like the visuals, where they had like the text on screen and they had the bullet points.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
It's like Crowned something.
You can Google it if you want. We got time.
I can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to...
I'd rather we get the name and shout them out, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Okay, let me look them up. Okay, so it's Crowned Key with When Does Young Xehanort Start to Time Travel? And it's only 5 minutes, but you can tell that they put a lot of effort into the visuals and the presentation. And so that's something in YouTube in general, not just Kingdom Hearts, but in general that I want to see more of, because, I mean, like, for me, every kind of video game video kind of starts to look the same after a while. And it's like, let's spice it up. Let's give us some new stuff.
Well, it's tough sometimes when, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like when you see the people who are on the top of that stuff and it's literally just like they have their intro with their hard rock music over it.
Or their dubstep.
They have some animation that looks good because they paid someone to do it for them. And then they're just like, what's up, guys? And it's just 10 minutes of them saying the same thing for the same like two things
or
for
reading
10
somebody
minutes.
else's
or
work.
reading someone's news article or, you know, and so that it's tough to go, oh, I'm going to put a lot of work into this when you see what's getting views sometimes. But I think we as people who are consuming this content have to be more
well, and
more conscious about what we watch.
Not to like completely discredit it, because it's like those people, like the reason that they got up is because at the time they were the ones that were pushing it.
Yeah, for sure.
That they were the ones who were like making the standard, right?
That's a great
but like not everybody continues to like grow in that same way.
Right.
Or like they feel like their format has changed. For example, like they just mainly just stream now, but they still try to do their old stuff, but their old stuff isn't.
That's the thing. The internet
isn't the same anymore.
The internet evolves, and you kind of have to evolve with it. And like, I think that's part of the reason why whenever people are like, nah, I don't want to do Kingdom Hearts anymore, I don't really blame them, because it's like, you know, you always have to kind of look forward. But I don't know where I was going with this, but that's a point I wanted to say, so I'll say that.
Well, and I know we've been critical of people that have said, "Oh, no more Kingdom Hearts videos. We're not doing that anymore." And then the next 5 videos are Kingdom Hearts videos. And we've been critical of that. But my complaint isn't that they're saying they're done with Kingdom Hearts, because if you want to move on and do a different content, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then don't say you're done with it and then continue to make the same videos because it didn't work for you or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what bothers me about that. But I haven't seen anybody say that in a long time.
In a minute, yeah.
And
it was like, oh, KH3, there's nothing coming after KH3, so we're going to stop now. And then they realized, oh, all this stuff is coming after KH3. So
yeah, I think kind of related, when people kind of shift back because it maybe got a bad reaction and they didn't want that bad reaction. I think if I had to give more advice, it would be to not be afraid of bad reactions, because like, for example, I've never really asked, you know, comment down below if you want me to make a theory on this, because it's like, I know what I want to do, and I think no matter what, I have the best interest in the channel. So yeah, people might request something, but if I really feel like I can't deliver on that, no matter how much it's requested, I'm not going to do it, because I have to believe in what I want to do.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Bio had the same sentiment where it's like, if you're not doing something you love or even like doing, it's going to come across in your content. It's going to,
he's right.
It's going to be, it's going to be something people can see it.
Yeah.
And that's when you get like no reaction. And I think a lot of times these people aren't getting bad reactions. They're getting no reaction.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, because you have to build up an audience that likes that. You can't just expect your audience always to go with you when you go do other things. But if you don't like what you're doing, it will come across and people will notice. So
yeah,
I agree. All right. Last question of the 13. This wasn't really a speed round, but that's okay. We're having a good conversation.
Yeah.
What are your goals for the next year?
I have a lot of videos I'd want to make about I have a lot of videos I want to make about the era between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1. And I've had I've had these goals since starting the channel. So I feel like finally with Melody of Memory coming out and like exploring these ideas, I hope I can do these videos soon because it's like, oh, like things are aligning, like, and I don't want to miss the train. I want to I was going to say not miss the hype, but I don't really care about the hype.
like the relevance or like the
Yeah,
fact that like
I
your
guess,
theories still have like there's a place for them because it hasn't been proved or disproved yet.
Yeah, it like, wait, what do you mean?
So like when we were talking to Water, he was like, some of my videos, it's like kind of stressful because if you don't get this video out before like a certain like either like Union Cross update or something like that, or if you release it like because what would happen is he would be making a video and then a new update was going to come out and he wanted to wait until that update came out because there would be either new information or it would disprove some of his video or something like that, right?
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
like he feels like there's a window where he should release his video, but because more stuff was coming out, he kept like adding to it or changing it.
I know, poor Water KH.
Yeah. And then that's super hard, man. Like especially because it's like I know like especially people who are making like these theory videos, there's stuff that you can like pull from, but it's more of like an original thing. And when you're making all of this either like artwork or just video or whatever, like that video in 10 years, is that going to have, or even in just a year, is it going to be proven or disproven? Is it going to be relevant? Is it not going to be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
and
get
that's
it.
hard.
Yeah, and I think I was thinking about that a few months ago, but I think I've kind of come to the terms with the idea that if I really believe in what I'm making, I shouldn't have to be worried. And I think that's why, even though so much time has passed since my Ava is Darkness video, the fact that that theory still is maybe not now since the last Union Cross update, but it was around for a while, and I think it's because
that was over a year ago.
Yeah, I think it's because the way sometimes you can approach a theory, you can approach it with stuff that's already so relevant that even in the future, it will be intriguing to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that.
I don't know if that's always going to be the case, but I just kind of have to like trust myself and make something that I think will be that case.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, I totally get that. Well, there's a reason why I watched a video called "Is Jar Jar Binks a Sith?" You know what I mean?
Timeless.
Yeah. Is Jar Jar Binks a Sith? Holy cow.
It's actually a great video. Check it out.
So to get us back on track, you want to make some videos between that are between the BBS and KH1 time era.
Yeah. And
you want to make those while Melody of Memory's fresh.
Yes, but then as we were talking, I realized that wasn't the case, where I'm okay if these videos come out, because I mean, it just takes so fucking long to make a video.
Yeah.
I'm okay if these ideas that I have in my head come out way later, because what they're about, I think, can be supported by Melody of Memory, but I don't think it can be contradicted because it's already kind of based on truth. And like, sure, retcons are always a possibility, but it's like, who's gonna, you can't rely on the idea that this is going to be retconned.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm okay if these videos come out after Melody of Memories, even if it's like months after, but these are still, that era is still an era that I want to explore more, especially because that's another area that I think, yes, all this attention is on Yozora, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that he's shining so brightly that there's still so much more revelations to uncover that have nothing to do with him. So that's what I'd like to explore more.
Like it. I like it. I'm looking forward to that, because I do think, like you just said, that is an era that a lot of stuff happened and we've seen very little of it.
Yeah.
And, for everything from just why Kyrie's even at Destiny Island to, I had another example, but my mind blanks, but you get what I mean. Like, there's just a lot there that we don't know why it happened, but we know it happened, or we don't know how. And so there's a lot of stuff with Mickey that just like makes zero sense that I'd like explained.
Yeah, fucking Mickey.
Fucking Mickey Mouse. Michael fucking Mouse. A tyrant. But yeah, so no, I look forward to those videos. Hopefully you're you're able to get those going.
Yeah, me too. I hope so.
That's it for the 13 questions. We would be remiss to not talk about Union Cross and Dark Road for a minute with you though, because that's been where a lot of people's focus has been. How do you feel about the way the story from Union Cross and Dark Road is being rolled out right now?
I personally wish they would have finished Union Cross before starting Dark Road, because it's like now we have to wait even longer for both stories, and
Right.
it's like we're in the end game of Union Cross. There's drama every corner, and it's I feel like part of me wants to like not look at anything Union Cross and then wait a year and then experience it all at once, because I think if you were to go back and like rewatch all the important cutscenes of Union Cross one right after the other, it would be so much more fun, so much more fulfilling. That, you know, all these constant waits and like hiatuses between each 2-minute update, I unfortunately think it really drags down the story. And I think with Dark Road, it's even worse because Dark Road is starting from square one all over again. So it's like, that's going to take even longer to get the ball rolling. So,
right. Well, and then you throw in the fact the COVID and all that has had an effect on it too.
And I always do want to give leeway during 2020, like hell year, because like I forget that right now it's harder to make stuff and it's harder to produce stuff and put stuff out there. So I do want to give leeway to the staff for that.
Yeah, for sure. And then the whole thing about them only having 2 animators is pretty weird.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Hire more people?
That seems self-imposed. But anyway.
This is a 2-man speed run of Dark Road.
We've talked about this a lot because Jason gets very frustrated whenever there's a new update. And there's something that they give you just the tiniest bit. Like, oh, Laurium's going to do something. I promise. He's going to do something. And then he kind of does something. And then darkness shows up. And then they kind of say something. And it's just like, oh, man, I would wait longer if the cutscenes were longer.
Dude, I just realized what it is.
What?
It's like, you know, when they tease something in Dragon Ball. And then in the next episode, they like recap the teaser. Right?
Yep.
It's like that at all fucking times, dude.
Yeah. It is like
Dragon It's like
Ball.
that at all times.
It's like Goku coming to Namek for 20 episodes.
Dragon Ball Z.
It is. Holy cow!
It's literally that the whole time.
It's Goku in the freaking pod, and it's like 15 minutes till arrival on Namek, and then 5 episodes later, he finally lands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
and I can't believe I didn't realize it because I did Dragon Ball Z reference for Dark Road.
You
but
did
not for Union Cross.
Right.
They're both Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Except the worst parts.
The worst parts. You heard it here first, folks. The worst parts of Dragon Ball.
Someone's gonna post in the Discord wait, it's all Dragon Ball?
Always has been.
Always has been.
Always has been.
I unironically like that song that always plays with that. I don't know what it's from. Probably an anime or something.
Oh, for that meme? Yeah, I don't remember what that's from either.
I didn't know there was music. I've only seen it as an image.
Oh, yeah. So like people will do like where like they do like a voiceover or whatever, or like it will like only show the like, wait, it's all this, and then it'll like be slowly zooming out with the music, and then they like do the voiceover.
Always has been.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either,
It's
actually.
good. It's actually good.
That's funny.
And I unironically like the song, like besides the meme.
No, but I because it's like, I like Union Cross and I like its story. And I think if it was approached a certain way, it could be a lot like Days, because Days had a lot of twists and turns and drama and this event and this event. But with Union Cross, it just gets old having to be like, oh, so they are in a data world. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, yeah, they are. And it's like, Union Cross, make up your fucking mind. I want to take you by the shoulders.
Definitely. And it doesn't seem like Dark Road's going to be any better based on the couple chapters we've gotten of that.
Yeah.
God. Oh, there was darkness here, maybe. And we don't know where our friends are. Oh, just kidding. They're dead, maybe. And then, like just twists for the sake of twists,
Mm-hmm.
But We'll see. I'm still optimistic for it because I don't think Dark Road's going to be that long of a deal.
I hope you're right.
I think it's not going to be 5 years. We're not going to be celebrating 5 years of Dark Road like we did Union Cross. I can tell you that.
Cut to episode 500 where we're still covering.
Hey, I want someone clip that out of this podcast and play it for me in 5 years when we're talking about Dark Road still.
God.
Wow, that
I've
never been so scared for my impending doom.
I've never dreaded anything more.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking to myself, I can't believe you guys are actually playing Dark Road, because even I'm not. Even I'm like, look, I can't fucking do it right now. I'll just watch the updates.
So I want to correct you on one thing.
I'm not.
Jason's not. I am.
And I still get more pissed off than him.
Yeah. So I would be playing Union Cross if we had started the podcast when Union Cross was a new thing.
Okay.
The problem is Union Cross is so tough to get into as a new player, just with everything that's going on with it.
Yeah.
That
like it is, but it isn't. Because the power creep is so insane that like you can get through it easily. It's just long.
That and then when you factor in that that Japan is getting the cutscenes months before we are, it's not really worth it. Like if Dark Road did that, if they were like, okay, the Japanese is different from global and Dark Road, I probably wouldn't be playing Dark Road.
Oh yeah, Dark Road is pretty up to date with the English version, isn't it?
Yeah, they released it like a couple days after. So
okay. Yeah, I can respect that.
So that where like I can just go to Everglow or Gold Panner or someone like that and see the Japanese cutscene translated.
Yeah.
Or see it in Japanese from demo right away. Like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to dive into that game at this point, especially when it's like, for all we know, it's heading towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Which is why. So
that's why the Union Cross 5 minutes isn't a thing. Because I was like, well, wait, like, why the hell? Like, it was cool at first, like going through, like seeing like the early parts of the story. But as I was like catching up, kind of to where they were at, and realizing, like I'm doing all this and I'm gonna have to wait like a fucking month to get what the new stuff is.
Right.
Yeah.
For me to just say what's already known that we already needed to talk about on the podcast.
Right.
So it's like,
and I feel kind of bad that we dropped the 5 minutes because I know a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
But Jason was literally like, please, Mike, I beg of you, don't make me do this.
Because I would play it and I'd just be like, oh my God. Oh my God.
And your heart wasn't in it.
Dude,
like
and it's one of those things where the auto battle system in that game was actually good. Which makes it very weird that the auto battle in Dark Road is dog shit. Because there was some things that were very like stupid about it. Like you had to like keep clicking like where you wanted your character to run for the missions or whatever. And it just kind of seemed like, oh, I'm just spam clicking in a direction until I find where I need to go. And the arrow points you exactly where you need to go.
Yeah.
And then the auto battle is fine. But then like it's one of those things again where it's like, is this like an AFK game or is it not? Like you're making me do this minimal shit, but it's like so infuriating that I have to do like 10 fucking missions to get like one more story thing.
Yeah.
Well, and how I knew that you were over it is what was happening the last like few times we did it is we'd go to start recording the podcast and I'd go, have you played Dark Road? And he'd go, no. And then we'd have to wait
Union Cross.
Union Cross, sorry, not Dark Road.
Union
Cross.
I read your mind.
And we'd have to wait like 30 minutes while he caught up and did the thing that he was supposed to do so he could talk about it. And I was like, do you just not want to play this? And he was like, no, I don't want to play this. And I was like, all right, we'll sunset it for now. If people are really mad, we'll bring it back. And then people were like, no more Union Cross 5 minutes, but we luckily after that the Dark Road announcement came pretty shortly after that, so I was like, oh, we'll do a Dark Road 5 minutes, guys. And so it's
so how are you handling Dark Road?
See, it's so passive that it doesn't really bother me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I don't like grind for everything. Like it's not important to me that I get every mission done and get every jewel.
Yeah.
Especially now that they're doing the thing where they're giving us like 3,000 jewels a week.
Yeah, that's the main thing I think is helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been helping. They gave me another 5,000
For what?
maintenance issues, I guess. And so I was just like, I have 8,000 joules.
I'm pretty sure that's what somebody posted a screenshot that like they had just started an AFK, like they were gonna like just leave their phone on auto battle, and then like the server went down or something. So like they thought they were grinding for like 6 hours or some shit.
Yeah.
And then like it was like, yeah, here's your like 50 BP, buddy.
Yeah. Well, and that's why like what I do is if there's missions that require a lot of like kills, when I go to bed, I put it on. It will grind until it does the day reset. And then if I happen to like wake up to go pee earlier than that or whatever, I'll turn it on again after that reset. And so then like that's usually enough grinding to get the majority of the missions that need to be done.
Mm.
And then I'll try events just so I can talk about them. But I'm not like there was that one event where you had one chance a day and you had to beat it every day in order to max that card it was giving you. I didn't do that because I was just like, if I can't auto battle it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Basically is my mantra with that. But so it hasn't really been bothering me that much. The amount of crap I'm getting when we don't get good polls that's what's killing my soul, I think.
God.
Like we did 4 draws last week, and there was one where I got 0 new cards, so I just got 40 shot points, and I was just like,
God.
are you kidding me? So I did get Winnie the Pooh though, so I was pretty hype about that.
I remember that.
Yeah, he's sweet boy Winnie the Pooh. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna do some more draws after we're done chatting with you, so we'll see how that goes this week. But
Good luck.
yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. All right, is there anything else you want to talk about, Mel? I mean, we've exhausted all my questions I ask, but I'm having a great time chatting with you. So
I'm having a good time too. I don't really have anything else to say, but I did have a lot of fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun to finally talk to you guys like straight up.
Yes, we've been dancing around this for way too long, and it's great fun. I'd love to have you back on sometime, but I don't want Water and Damo to be knocking on your door with pitchforks. So if we can make that work sometime down the road, we would love that. Cool. Why don't you plug your stuff, plug your YouTube, plug your Twitter, let people know where they can find you.
Okay, so on YouTube, the channel is just called The Secret Reports. Twitter, it's KHNY. Hold on, I have to spell it because I don't have a brain cell. So it's for Twitter, it's KHNYCTOPHILIA, and Nyctophilia just means you like darkness. So it was like an edgy Kingdom Hearts word.
A 5-head edgy. Ooh, okay.
I'd be scared to make that name because of how close it is to necrophilia.
Yeah.
I've had to. Yep, you're right. I've had that conversation before.
I believe it. People are like, so you're like into dead bodies? And you're like, what? No,
just darkness.
Just darkness.
Just evil.
So everybody, go follow Mel on Twitter.
Yeah, go follow
because she's got a lot of great takes. I do a lot of favoriting of what she says. Also, go subscribe on YouTube. You're at like 7,500 subs or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
I'm trying not to focus on the number because I feel like right now I've kind of hit like the core of the audience that I want. So it's like,
gotcha.
I don't really care about growing anymore.
Don't subscribe. Subscribe.
You heard it here, everybody. Do not go subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Go subscribe to Mel because while she's fine with the number she has, I think
she deserves more.
She deserves more because her content is on another plane of existence.
And we said so.
Thank
you.
Everybody go follow her and subscribe to her. Do you want to give us like a sneak peek of what your next video is about, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Right now it's about the Master of Masters. And I was okay.
Oh, shit.
I was gonna have a video on Xigbar, but then people just kept talking about the Master of Masters on YouTube, and I was like, whatever, I'll do it. And so I kind of switched gears. So I still have that Xigbar script written. It's just I'm not focusing on its visuals or anything right now.
Gotcha.
But the Master of Masters theories is about how I think a lot of the Birth by Sleep Xehanort reports kind of describe the Master of Masters, and what Xehanort is talking about is what happens when you open Kingdom Hearts and restart the world. So I think that's what the master did just a super long time ago, and that's why he has all these abilities and stuff. And that's basically what the theory is about.
Okay, awesome. I am looking forward to that. Yeah. I love anything about the Master and Masters.
I think that also means that we might have some quick turnaround on 2 videos. That's gonna be hype. That's gonna be hype. I'm gonna watch the new one.
Jason just putting pressure on
I'm gonna watch the new one. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Maybe in like 2 months I'll get another one. This will be hype, dude.
I know. I gotta make up for the burnout because that Shibuya one was like 20 minutes, and I still have not made anything since then, and that was like 2 months ago. So I gotta start wrapping it up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Also, when you talk about the world ends with you.
Oh, jeez.
That will take it out of you, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Understandably.
I will say though, as someone who's never played that game and is not a huge fan of it, just from what I know about it,
it's fine.
You really captured the style of that game in that video.
I tried. Thank you so much.
No, it was really good. I pulled it up again today. Just, I'm refamiliarizing myself with videos I've watched of yours before, and I was just like, holy shit, this is literally what, like, Square Enix made this. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it felt. Like, the people who made the game made this video because you literally just nailed it. It was so good.
Thank you. That's really nice.
No, it's the truth. That's how I feel. And I'm back to kissing your butt more, but it's well deserved, Mel, because you make really high quality content and you're a very high quality person, and we love you and thank you for coming on our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you too.
We love you. Oh, Jason's crying. You made Jason cry, Mel.
Well, that's okay.
They're happy tears. It's okay. Mel, thank you again. Everybody, go out there and subscribe to Mel and follow her on Twitter. And don't go in the comments and tell her theory's wrong and be a jerk about it. But be nice, because she's nice.
You're going to tell me I'm wrong. Just back yourself up. That's all I ask.
You're right. She's willing to engage in battle with you, but you got to have facts. You can't just spout diarrhea from your mouth, okay?
You can't battle.
Don't do that.
You don't have a sword.
Exactly. Bring your sword to battle Mel. Mel, thank you again. We will be right back.
Thanks. Bye.
Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Man, that Mel is great, isn't she?
One of a kind.
One of a kind. We loved having her on. Let us know in the Discord and on YouTube and all that stuff what you guys thought of the interview. And if you wanted to come back on another time, because we'd love to have that. Moving on, Jason. It is time for the question of the week. Opera style. This question of the week comes from Jip214, possibly built different. And he says, kind of a weird one. What's the best quality of life change that was made in the Kingdom Hearts series? This means not something necessarily in story or gameplay, just something about how the game is organized or set up. For example, being able to skip cutscenes or auto-saving. Interesting question from Jip. A little weird, but interesting.
A little weird.
Starting off first, we have Orpheus Joshua, who says, best quality life change by far is the retry option being added after death instead of just continue. Saves some needless retreading. That is true. I was watching Spike Vegeta play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Randomizer, and he was just trying to fight a Lingering Will because he'd never fought him before.
Yeah, and he probably had a check that he needed.
Yeah, and literally how much time it takes after you die, spawning in Disney Castle, gliding over to the portal, saying yes to go into the portal, having the load screen come in, skipping the cutscene. That is so much time onto each try. It's ridiculous. Where retry just gets rid of all that. Also, as a small bonus, in the games after Birth by Sleep, if I recall correctly, retrying also refreshed your items, which was nice. Since for some reason in BBS and I think KH2, items using the death you had before retrying still stayed consumed. That is very true, actually.
Yeah, that's why you needed to load if you were low.
That was so common that I thought in KH3 you had to do that.
Yeah.
And you didn't. So I'm just an idiot. Roomdocs, Ragu's Union says, skipping cutscenes is a lifesaver. Also, the addition of more shortcut slots in KH3 is pretty neat.
That's a good one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I don't ever use it, though.
I do.
I just go, oh, okay, this is my one shortcut menu. I should use it.
I have it where
I just forget about it.
I have my one, and heal is the same on all of them. I always have heal. Always heal on X gang. Shout outs to y'all. But then I have like thunder, water, and arrow on one, and then I got like, I think I keep thunder on the other one, or I do like meow wow. I like meow wow, fire, and I think I normally have like an ether or something like that.
Okay. Bonus anti-quality of life, removing the ability to use the right stick to operate the command menu. It's way more convenient than the D-pad, and clicking the stick acts as a confirm. So technically in the original KH1, you didn't have to spam X, you could just spam R3. I really miss that feature.
Oh, clicking in the D. Yeah.
I agree to a certain extent, but if that means we have to have the shit camera that was in KH1, then I disagree completely.
Okay, but listen. When I was playing KH2 on Crit the other day, I'd never realized when you hold, what is it, L2? Or no. R2. When you hold R2, it takes over your right stick. So that your right stick doesn't control the camera anymore. It controls the command menu.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And no one in the fucking chat knew.
Wow.
Like OG people who have played all the Kingdom Hearts games didn't know. And neither did I.
Bunch of fake fans, guys.
Including myself. And it was kind of game changer. I was like, God dang, I might break the world record speedrun with this single tech.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think I just might.
The Philly Gamer says, scan not being tied to a level was a huge quality increase, and scan not being color-coded that you had to remember the order of. KH1, I'm looking at you.
I kind of have nostalgia for that.
I kind of have nostalgia for the purple health bar Sephiroth had, I'm not going to lie. And then it wasn't even... they didn't think of another color to use, so he just like had a health bar outside of the health bar.
Yeah.
That was kind of hype.
You were just like, it's not moving. Am I doing damage?
Also, the soft reset option in KH 0.2, it was so helpful in learning Phantom Aqua's moves faster, and I really wish it was a feature in KH 3 that would have helped against Yozora. That's true. I agree. Drek to Drek says, mid-air blocking. No longer do I feel completely helpless when off the ground. That's helpful.
Yeah, that's true.
Iron Daddy says, I think the fact that you can now have like 5 party members like in Toy Story, and now I no longer need to get rid of that duck or that goofing dog. It makes the game more immersive, and I look forward to having a 5-man party of Sora, Riku, Kairi, and any other 2 main characters.
That's true.
I like it, Iron Daddy.
That is true. You'd be like, damn, do I want to get rid of Donald or Goofy?
I also, Iron Daddy, the next time you answer the question of the week, I would like an update if you found that Diet Dr. Pepper cream yet. I think about that.
As a request.
When I'm alone at night and I'm just sitting there, I think about 2 things. One is that Sean's thought our first podcast was cringe.
Not like this.
And 2, did Iron Daddy ever get that Diet Dr. Pepper cream? Those are the 2 things I think about. Tyler Rim says, a lot of the quality of life improvements I like most come with KH3, but things like, sorry, I'm bad at reading. Being able to hold 3 keyblades and swap between them. Being able to block and use items while in the air. Block, dodge, roll, air slide, and scan not being tied to a level, because that was always bullshit having to get like level 23 before being able to see the enemy health bars. Being able to restart a battle if you lose instead of going back to a soft save or a hard save, not specific to KH3. Not having to choose between Donald and Goofy and a guest party member when you're in a world, although that doesn't matter now because drive forms are gone, but in the case of KH2, I would just stick with Donald and Goofy for the drive forms. That's true. They did kind of remove that problem, but then solved it even though it wasn't a problem anymore in KH3.
Yeah. Moral of the story, bring drive forms back, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. That's the moral of the story. Kyrie's bro says, I think the Keyblades are the real improvement to quality of life, being able to upgrade them and quick swap. I like the Keyblade design in the other games, but you 100% just end up using the most powerful Keyblade and never see the other Keyblades. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, we can at least pick our top 3. Yeah. And you can make if you like one, you can upgrade it all the way and make it the most powerful version of it. And then it's not much worse than like Ultima, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ultima should be like the big bad daddy because you spend so much time and you have to do the fucking Frozen Slider minigame, which I hate.
Right. Absolutely disgusting, by the way.
Yeah, terrible. But you can upgrade those other Keyblades and they're just about as good, you know?
Yeah.
Alex, sadly not built different,
Feels
says,
bad, man.
Mid-air guard is pretty nice because a lot of bosses wait until you're in air to attack for some reason. What a bunch of dicks. Having more than 2 party members is really nice. I remember back in KH2 where I wanted to use a certain drive. I'm ashamed. I remember back in KH2 where I wanted to use a certain drive form, but either Don or Goofy wasn't in my party, so I had to waste 2 seconds of my battle to switch them out. Damn. The basic abilities of being unlocked after a certain event like a boss or cutscene instead of level. What the fuck, guys? Let me spam dodge roll at level 1. Shortcuts are really nice because I don't have to move my D-pad to magic, select the spell I want, and only use it once. I know you could make it so you could use it multiple times in the magic menu, but then you have to exit out and then move your fucking D-pad back up to attack, and it's a drag. Thank God shortcuts exist. Oh yeah, and all Chain of Memories mechanics being erased from future games because those fucking suck. Or no, future games because fuck those. Nomura, this is your weekly reminder. Add Reflega back into Kingdom Hearts or Alex is going to cuck you. Thank you.
I don't know how much longer we can stop him.
You need to add Reflega back now. Exit. Our boy Exit. Shout out to Exit.
Shout out to Exit.
Quality of life improvements I admire is the fact that you can pick your top 3 Keyblades. Also, upgrading the Keyblades is an underrated feature. I feel like not enough people mention this. The fact that I'm not tied down to one Keyblade is a gift from heaven. Also, another quality of life improvement I can think of is the fact that I can skip cutscenes. Once that horny fucking cricket starts talking, I turkey nipple slap that damn pause button and skip the scene cause fuck that jungle cricket bitch.
God damn it.
Thank you, Zach. Love it. Mango says, I still haven't beat any of the other games, so I can't say shit. Fake fan. Just kidding, Mango. Love you. And then finally, Jip, 214 possibly built different, says, I forgot to answer my own question, Pog Baby. Anyway, I think a small quality of life change that people forget is the shortcut menu improvements. In KH1, the shortcut menu was 3 spells and that's it. You couldn't even bind potions. KH3 shortcut menu is so much better. Agreed. Jason, I pose this question to you. What is a quality of life improvement that you really like?
I don't remember if we talked about this during the interview or if it was like after when we kind of stopped like recording, right? But dude, when you're going through the abilities and you, like, when I'm playing KH1 and I click, although the sound that it makes when you equip abilities in KH1 is kind of like,
yeah, that's true. It's like you're connecting something. It's like
yeah, it's fucking good.
Yeah.
But having to go in and like X down X, that's not okay, dude.
Yeah.
It has to be just triangle. Right. That's big time. But an anti-quality of life, dude, is when they fucking switch up the fucking camera on me from being like inverse to normal, dude. What the fuck happened there?
Well, I don't think they have a way you can change it, right?
Right. But what the fuck happened
dude,
there, dude?
There's some games where they don't even have that option, and you're just stuck with how they do it.
What are you talking? No, that's true. That's true. Also, in the remake, when they were like, "Yo, the camera isn't on the fucking L2 and R2," thank God for that.
Yeah, that was a good quality of life.
Thank God for that. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Yo, you can change it." And I was like, "Thank the Lord."
Yeah, that's pretty. That was pretty poor design. They were still figuring out how to make 3D games really good, you know?
Yeah.
My answer to this question is, I've said this multiple times, but draw. Like, playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and not having draw unlocked is absolute bullshit, dude. Bring me the fucking orbs. Why do I have to go collect them? And then there's a point where like my health is full and there's a bunch of MP orbs on the ground and HP orbs on the ground. And I'm like, I'm going to collect these anyway because I have fucking ACDC. I have ACDC. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Yeah. And I have to go get those HP orbs. And why? They should just come to me.
That damn ACDC, dude.
Yeah. Also, I have an anti-quality life change. In Kingdom Hearts 3, when you hot menu cure, and then you get Curaga, and it doesn't automatically switch.
That's ridiculous.
Who's using Cure and not Curaga,
That
dudes?
is ridiculous.
It's terrible.
That is
absolutely
ridiculous.
terrible, Nomura. I want a refund. And then I'll rebuy it for $20.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is on sale for like $20 right now, or $14 or something like that, guys. So go get it.
That's kind of baller.
Yeah, unless it's not anymore, then I apologize. Anyway.
Fake news.
Question of the week for next week. I appreciate everybody that went into the question of the week suggestions and suggested some more. Keep them coming.
Yes.
We're not picking any of those this week because I have one in mind, but I want a whole plethora of questions to choose from.
He wants to be able to choose, you know? Like, sometimes, you know, you're at the supermarket and, you know, you see a lot of really good fruit, and you're like, I don't know, man. And you go and you do and you pat it, and you're like, is this good? He wants to be able to do that, but with the question of the week.
I don't do that.
He does do that. He's lying.
Fruit?
Yeah.
Like you pat fruit on the bum. The hand motion he was doing.
It was like, everyone knows what I'm talking about. You're kind of being weird.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, anyway, the question of the week this week is coming up. We have our 100th episode at the beginning of next year, beginning of 2021. God willing, we have our 100th episode.
Yeah.
And we want to know, what do you want to see on that 100th episode? Within reason. Don't say Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because I know he's busy.
And don't say the Blev. He's also busy.
Don't say Tyler Ninja Blevins, my boy, the Blev. He's busy. But within reason, it doesn't have to be a guest. It can be a segment. It can be a giveaway. It can be a number of different things. What do you guys want to see on the 100th episode of the Ansem Report podcast? Disclaimer, this does not mean what you say will be on the episode of the 100th episode of the Ansem Report podcast. But we like some ideas and we want to try to make you guys happy. That was my lawyer. It wasn't me.
He's not a very good lawyer.
No, you can tell by his voice.
Yeah.
Not a very good lawyer.
Well, Your Honor, my client is simply cheesed to meet you.
I do my best. Yeah, that sounded something like I am, Your Honor, this decision you've come to makes me very discheesed. Anyway, so answer that question, please. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. Thank you to Mel from the Secret Reports for being on the podcast with us earlier.
Yes.
Please go follow Mel on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, hit her up.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. She's fantastic. Her videos are great, guys. And she's just a fun, great person. So please go follow her. And we will have more guests soon. And hopefully next week that Melody of Memory demo drops.
LOL. What a fucking idiot.
Knowing our luck, it will drop right now.
I think it just did.
It just dropped. Just kidding. We don't know that for sure. But if it did, we were right the whole time.
I felt a very foreboding presence pass through my chest cavity.
It was the Phantom from KH1.
I think so.
And you got to hit him in the balls to take him down with magic.
It was me, the Phantom. The SpikeGhetti Bros will share their opinions on the Melody Memory demo next week.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We will see you next week. Jason, hit him with it.
May I be a guiding key.
Thank you.
Now fuck off.